But the lady that said the African food is nasty, go ahead and eat your hot dog. Go ahead and eat your spaghetti noodles. Go ahead and eat your collard greens. Go ahead and eat your cornbread. Go ahead and eat whatever you want to eat. We do not care. We don't. We are sticking to our roots. We are sticking to ourselves. And we have a tradition.
Yano show. Hope you're good, hope you're fine. I just want to appreciate you, my new subscribers, and people that are following me, showing much love on my channel. So guys, today I just want to talk about an interesting story about where Africans have now reacted to the story of an African American woman saying that in Africa there's no the food that is in Africa is nasty. And they have come out clearly to react on this story of this African American woman saying that in African food is not good. They have said that African food is the best food, and they are urging the African Americans that in Africa we have cassavas, we have the natural food, and like there in America. So here are some of the reaction of the Africans are reacting on this this video of this woman saying that African food is nasty. So don't go anywhere, just subscribe, like, comment, and share.
Africans had to eat out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have spices and stuff like that over there. And they've become accustomed to eating the way they've been eating. They never changed. The fufu nasty as hell. Y'all don't know how to put no seasoning, no salt, pepper, or put some butter.
Girl, are you being for real? Do you just want views, or you're really serious? Coming from people who don't even know the meaning of fresh food. Spices? I've got a whole bag of onions in my kitchen. How about that? Fresh garlic. Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? I've got no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea. You're joking. You people don't even eat raw food. You'd rather go into a supermarket, eat some pizzas. You have no idea that African food can heal you. You're so clueless. Go do some research before you come and start talking.
Oh, I don't like African food. I don't want. Who asked for your opinion? My sister, come to the front. Come here. Who asked you? Nobody did. Nobody invited you to go eat African food. Nobody asked you to go eat African food. Nobody wants you to go eat African food. And by the way, just so you know, there is more than 50 countries. There's 54 countries in Africa. And in those countries, there are tribes. And those tribes have their own different types of food. We didn't ask for your opinion. We don't need your validation. Let me use my big girl words. We don't need your validation. Hey? We don't need you. Okay? Okay? It's time for my brothers, African brothers and sisters. Let's stand up for ourselves. We're not going to let you and your kids dominate us anymore. Or
some black lady came on this app talking about African food has to be the worst food she's ever eaten. She goes on record saying that we can't season our food, that our food is bland, that it's garbage, that she would rather eat almost every other ethnicity's piece of food than African food. She said that fufu is mid. But I have to ask you one question. Why is it when niggas speak like this, they think that Africa is one country as a whole? That Nigeria is the center of Africa of some sort? I'm just fucking confused.
Food like that. African food ain't good. Black people eat Jamaican food. Hell, we eat Indian food, Chinese food before we go back. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have spices and stuff like that over here. And they become accustomed to eating the way they...
You might be the most ignorant person ever if you say some dumb shit like that. Then to say that we have no seasoning on our food? Nigga, if there was a top 10 list of the best seasonings of all time, African seasonings would probably be damn near at the top almost every time. We're the founders of this shit, bro. And to say that fufu is bland? Look, I'm not Nigerian. I'm half Malian, half Senegalese. But to sit here and say that fufu is bland, nigga, I don't know what restaurant you ate at, but that's just a you problem. Speaking as if that's only one fucking current dish in Africa, that we only eat rice, beans, and all this shit all the time. Sure, it's a main dish, but that's not the only thing that niggas eat there. And once again, there are other countries in Africa. You niggas are talking like we're some big united nation. This shit not America? What are you talking about? The people that speak like this, they talk as if we're like a lower essence. When I've said this multiple times, that every country has their own flaw. That if you go somewhere in America, you will see another place in another country and realize they're low-key the same. And who invited her in the first place? African food is the worst. Who invited you? Nobody invited you to eat that shit. spout out another take like that again. In fact, don't even just refrain yourself from saying any takes. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. It's over.
This video is for the lady that said that African food is not nice, it's not tasting good. Who forced you to eat African food? Eh? Can you continue eating your burger and fries? Who put African food in your mouth? That you are saying rubbish, that African food is not tasting good, African food is not that good, you guys don't put butter in your fufu, you guys don't put lemonade in your jollof rice. Who forced you that you are saying rubbish online? The African food is not tasting good. Be careful. Be careful. I don't want to hear African food is not tasting good in your mouth again. It's not compulsory for you to eat African food. Can you leave our egusi and fufu? Leave it for us. Can you leave our jollof rice and chicken? Leave it for us. We like it like that. We love it like that. Rubbish. Be careful. It's not that good. It's not that good. But you guys are fighting. When you go to party, they are serving African food. You'll be fighting like you never ate before. Eh? No, rather.
There is no one on this God-given planet that can convince me that African food is unhealthy. It's just the same way, like when it comes to British food, for example, right? We've got our healthy dishes and then we've got fish and chips. Do you know what I mean? Likewise, African food, we've got our healthy dishes and then we've got puff. We've got meat pie with like 5% meat in there. Do you know what I mean? The key thing, girlies, is the oil. You need to break the stronghold that oil has on you guys. We need to stop using oil as a decorating tool. The food doesn't automatically taste better because you've glistened oil over it, because you've used the oil as a decorating tool. No, we need to break that stronghold. That's what we actually need to do. We need to break the stronghold of the oil and the flipping Maggie cubes too.
So peaceful on my phone, and then that lady said that African food was nasty. And the problem is when one stupid fucking black American starts a diaspora war, now all of us are stupid slave descendants that never knew where we came from. We're stupid fucking Americans for the next 3 months over one fool. You have one fucking loud idiot, and now we all have to suffer until December. She said that she was arguing about whether or not jambalaya came from jollof rice. Obviously it did. She said that African food was unseasoned. I don't understand. And now they're gonna lump us all together with that one lady. It doesn't matter if the person that said it is so obviously fucking stupid, because you know how dumb you have to be to A, think that jambalaya didn't come from jollof rice, and B, say that African food is nasty and unseasoned. But it doesn't matter how stupid they clearly are. Now we all are gonna be called stupid idiots for the next 3 months. Thank you. Fucking thank you.
And you know what I'm going to say, what don't nobody want to say? We don't eat African food like that. African food ain't good. Black people eat Jamaican food. Hell, we'll eat Indian food, Chinese food before we go buy African food. Africans had to eat out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have spices and stuff like that over there. And they've become accustomed to eating the way they've been eating. They never changed the fufu. And you know what I'm going to say, what don't nobody want to say? We don't eat African food like that. African food ain't good. Black people eat Jamaican food. Hell, we'll eat Indian food, Chinese food before we go buy African food. Africans had to eat out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have spices and stuff like that over there. And they've become accustomed to eating the way they've been eating. They never changed the fufu, nasty as hell. Y'all don't know how to put no seasoning, no salt, pepper, or put some butter over the damn fufu. Y'all food is too bland. And y'all tried to compare it with jambalaya and gumbo, Creole, New Orleans. Oh no, y'all need to cut that one out. And people just need to be real. Because you come over here in this country, you don't see no long lines of people in the African restaurant. You see them in everybody else eat Indian food, Chinese food before we go buy African food. Africans had to eat out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have spices and stuff like that over there. And they become accustomed to eating the way they've been eating. They never changed the fufu nasty as hell. Y'all don't know how to put no seasoning, no salt, pepper, or put some butter over the damn fufu. Y'all food is too bland. And y'all tried to compare it with jambalaya and gumbo.
Now, who's gonna tell her? Who's gonna tell her the Chinese, Indian, and Jamaican food that she's been having here in the U.S. is not even authentic? Africans included, okay? They didn't Americanize the food for you guys to like. Who's gonna tell her that when she go to China, she cannot ask for sweet and sour chicken? And that's one thing I hate, okay? If you're gonna sell your country, your culture, your food, you gotta sell it the way that it's done back home. Maybe the African restaurant that you've been to went a little light on their hands when it comes to seasoning. But saying African food is, African food is bland, African food don't have no seasoning is mind-boggling. If anything, African people use a little too much of everything. For my liking, I think African people over-season their food. And comparing African food to New Orleans food, that's the only place in the U.S. that we can compare our food. The gumbo you named, the jambalaya, etouffee, I cook it all, baby. I was raised in New Orleans. Why do you think New Orleans cuisine is so different from any other American cuisine? Why do they have a different culture in New Orleans? It's a part of their history, and Africa is in that history. And many of New Orleans' way and style of cooking is African, okay? The way they season food, New Orleans seasoned their food way more than any other cities in America. Why do you think is that? And necessity, I like how she said that. She said it a couple of times. Well, that become a little too expensive for us, okay? I don't know why our grandparents cooked the way they did, but it's causing us a lot. Because over here in the U.S., if you try to cook an African dish for just maybe like a group of 3 or 4, you might have to spend $100 or more to cook dinner or breakfast, okay? So it become very expensive. African people don't just buy whatever to put on their dishes. No, most of the things we cook with is very, very, very expensive. So whoever coming here for that whole nonsense of African American and that whole thing, whatever they've been having on the net, that's not why I'm here. I just came here for this video because I thought it was very funny. I love black people, whether they from America, UK, or Africa, okay? I love humans. And I almost forgot this one. Africa is a continent, it's not a country. When y'all say the Africans, like the way you call us is not just like also we all dress the same, we cook the same, we like the same things, we look the same. No, we don't. We do not. I remember when I was in high school, people used to call me and call my fellow Africans and say, speak. I said, what do you want us to say? I don't know this person. I don't know their language. Okay, so we all cook different. I can name right now at least 30 dishes from my own country, and there's many more. As same as any other African country. Do you know that some of our countries have like 30, 40 different languages? Yeah, so I don't know how many I don't think you try 2 different African countries' food, let alone to just put us all in a group like African food ain't good. Okay? You keep saying fufu, fufu, fufu. Fufu is not the only African dish we have. I know it's a thing. Everybody want to go try fufu, but we don't even cook fufu. But I love it.
The lady that fixed her mouth to come on here and say, nobody like African food needs to be banned from the face of this earth. Again, let me repeat. The lady, the American lady that fixed her mouth and come on here, this year internet, TikTok, and fix her mouth to say nobody likes African food. As a Jamaican, I say you need to be banned from the face of this earth and sent go to another planet. Not this one. Not Mother Earth. You hear me, lady? You better shut your mouth about the food that come from the continent of Africa. You better shut your mouth. Let me turn down this pot a little bit, lady. Let me say something to you. First of all, the continent of Africa has several different countries in it. The continent is a whole continent, Africa. And you have never tasted all the different cuisine that come from the continent of Africa. You fix your mouth to say, oh, people love Jamaican food. Where you think Jamaican food come from? It's a mixture of African, Indian, Asian. It's a mixture of all of them, but mostly African. Ghanaian, Nigerian, all of them mix up. What you're talking about, this is the reason why when I see people messing with Jamaican food, I say don't put Jamaican food in front of it. Because if you cook a dish and says Jamaican dish and it don't taste good, this is what will happen. People go out there and say Jamaican food don't taste good. Or you can fix them out. You ever sit down, you ever tasted a bowl of egusi soup with some fufu? You ever tasted? Your entire clit just dance. You ever taste some good jollof rice? What is wrong with you? You better shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Take it back. Apologize right now. The devil crawl up in a year, come on this here internet talking about nobody don't like African food and all of them shit. First of all, you don't even know what you're talking about, because so many countries in Africa. So many countries in Africa. They have so many cultures mixed up in one. That you don't even know what you're talking about. Look a big head woman. Look a big head woman. African food me right now. African soya meat me right now. Soya. Spicy soya beef. Soya meat me right now. That's the reason why a lot of y'all over there walking around with 3 tail and 4 eye balls, and that's why I want to vote for that orange blood clot man. Cause you don't have nothing good about honor. Some of y'all better leave the African food alone. Out of father. Let me just keep cooking my stir fry beef in this place. Cause what you mean? I feel like I would have just kick off this pot off of the stove the way I'm upset. You better move along. Right. Come on here, you know. Like you're looking problems. You looking wahala, you're looking. Wahala. You're looking. You better leave my African people them alone and go here. I don't care. I don't care. African food me right now, some egusi soup. Bonus point if it's a strong like African bread, I go cook it for me. This BITCH.
Everybody wants to eat African food. Who forced you? Who forced you to eat it? And what African food are you talking about? Egusi and fufu? Or jollof rice? So you think the continent as big as having 50-something countries, the only thing they eat is egusi and fufu or jollof rice? Don't you think that there's more into their delicacies? They've existed for a while. So they have cultures. Just where I come from, we have over thousands of meals. There are not yams, no potatoes. None of those. Made out of different sources. You may like them, you may not like them. I don't like all of them. I like some of them. But when we're gonna come here, let's not come here and be doing this to ourselves. What do we look like? And what made me laugh is that you're saying it like it should make us sad. No! Again, keep in mind, these businesses are not even making the food for you. Their focus had always been African. Because the only people don't eat the food, so they focus on African. Nobody invited you. You went there. You went on to say, oh, but people eat Jamaican, Chinese. So in your mind, you think that what you're eating that's Jamaican, Chinese, and American is authentic? You think so? You think the Mexican food you eat around is what people in Mexico eat? That's why I say people need to travel. Even what you eat that you call Chinese is not what Chinese people eat. If you don't know. And that is to say that you may taste food in America that is supposed to be African food, but it may not taste as authentic as what African food will taste back home. Guess why? Because you can't get all the ingredients that's used to make that particular meal. So you improvise. Take, for instance, if you're making a goosey, people use spinach here. In real sense of it, if you're back at home, you're going to use bitter leaf, you're going to use ogu. There are options here. The meat doesn't taste the same. The onions don't taste the same. The peppers don't taste the same. So what you're tasting will not even be what you're tasting back home. Just a little bit of education. Please pick a book. Travel. Taste things. There's more to life than, all I eat is Jamaican. There's more to life, girl.
With the lady that said the African food is nasty, go ahead and eat your hot dog. Go ahead and eat your spaghetti noodles. Go ahead and eat your collard greens. Go ahead and eat your cornbread. Go ahead and eat whatever you want to eat. We do not care. We don't. We are sticking to our roots. We are sticking to ourselves. And we have a tradition that we are so proud of that is throwing you off. Woo! I said what I said. And there's a gentleman who came on here and be like, have you seen an African from Africa with the beards and the afro? He didn't even have hair. He was bald-headed. Alikuwa na kipara. Eko nasema mshawahi kuona Afrika eko na mandevu na nywele. Yeye mwenyewe eko naongea eko na kipara. Make it make sense?